Hey everyone, David here, welcome back to BrickVault. Today I have something a little different for you. This is the Outrider by new builder Tommaso Builds. This is an alternate build for the UCS Millennium Falcon set 75192, released in 2017. This model uses only pieces included in the UCS set, which still blows my mind. Specifically, this model uses 7,163 parts of the 7,506 parts set. When LEGO released the set back in 2017, everyone was going crazy over the sheer size and the density of details included, and people wondered what would other Star Wars ships look like with this style of build and amount of detail. Probably also Tommaso, so he took it upon himself to find out. For anyone wondering what this ship even is and where it comes from, the Outrider is a YT-2400 light freighter seen in the comics and game of the Shadows of the Empire series, where it belonged to the smuggler Dash Rendar. George Lucas later added it to the background of A New Hope shot on Tatooine, specifically the one right after our main cast arrives at the spaceport. If you want to build this model for yourself, compared to almost all other MOCs you can find online, you don't have to buy the pieces online on Bricklink or Pick a Brick, although that is definitely also an option. You can just buy the UCS set. I myself bought a used one off of eBay for only 350 euros, which translates to around 400 USD, so compared to the parts count, this might be the best value for money we have. Of course, if you bought the set sealed, you are still looking at 700 to 800 USD, so I'd recommend looking for a used one. There are plenty out there for sale. This model is perfect if you already own the Millennium Falcon set, maybe even since its release in 2017 and you are getting a bit tired of its look on your display and just want to switch things up a bit. I took apart a UCS Millennium Falcon for this build, and I can tell you it definitely took some time and shedded some skin on my fingers, so this is perfect as a new project over a few days. If this all sounds interesting to you, you can find the building instructions for this alternate build on our website www.brickvault.toys or via the first link in the video description, where you can also download the free parts list beforehand that only uses the pieces that are used to build the Outrider. With your purchase you support us here at BrickVault, so myself, my brother helping to build these models, and Mike, who edits most of these videos, and of course the amazingly talented builders like Tommaso, who are so passionate about what they do, and it really shows. Especially in these instructions, you can see that Tommaso put some time and dedication into those. Really high quality stuff here. Of course, similar to the Falcon, this ship is not and was never supposed to be symmetrical, so the building experience really had no repetitive sections, and you will always find new details when glancing over the model. The building process was nice, quite similar to the UCS set I would say, so if you had fun building that, you will definitely have fun here too. The end product is something that I actually have never seen in person and generally not seen too often on the internet. The Outrider is still quite a niche ship, but those who know also love this ship and can definitely appreciate this model. You can see the dimensions of the model right now flashing by. Feel free to stop the video to take a closer look or find the dimensions on our website, and here are a couple of BrickVault pillows as a size reference. And of course, here are a couple of pics of the Outrider next to the Falcon on display. You can see it is much wider than the Falcon, but the disc has a noticeably smaller diameter. Still, what a fun display combination, I have to say. Oh, and the stand used here to prop these up vertically like this is the Efferman stand, a stand that a lot of Falcon owners might be familiar with, and it also works with the Outrider, which is awesome. The overall proportions of this model are really close to the actual ship in universe, which is really impressive given the constraints the designer had to work with. I'd say similar to the Millennium Falcon, the Outrider is also very close to minifig scale. Now, if you've built the Millennium Falcon, the parts used here probably won't surprise you too much, obviously, but maybe the specific parts uses here will. Attentive people will spot really interesting repurposes of pieces here on this model, and just panning over the top you can spot a ton of details that are not present like this on the Falcon. Really interesting wiring steering and wheel and vents and all that kind of stuff. Especially in the front, the Outrider has an exposed section where the panels are missing, and Tommaso went quite crazy here with details. Of course, similar to many Star Wars ships, this one also has quite a lot of technical details between the two sandwich style discs. Tommaso made sure this model is interesting to look at from all different angles. This model follows a quite similar design philosophy to the UCS set, with panels on top and some being removable. We'll get to that a little later on in the video. We even have some snot work here, meaning studs not on top, specifically for the two wound sections and the front panel as well. I love how the designer made the rounded edges of the disc, which is an accurate detail as well. We also have the 3 wound vents in the back, and they're oriented the correct way too. Thankfully, LEGO always uses colorful pieces on the inside of their sets, otherwise Tommaso would have not been able to put these accurate yellow markings on the hull. I can't wrap my mind around how you can build this using the very limited selection of pieces from a set. Not one detail feels misplaced or reused, it's crazy. In the middle we have a slightly raised platform for the turret that can spin 360 degrees and up and down a bit. I love how Tommaso was able to slant the sides inwards like this to create this cone-like shape. Even the underside is covered up very nicely with panels and another one of these cones with a turret. This one is also able to be moved in quite a few directions. The model has a 5-point landing gear that you technically can remove if you wanted to display it on a stand, but as is, this is a very sturdy stand and you don't have to worry about the model breaking under pressure or anything. Down here we also have the entrance into the interior. Similar to the Falcon, there is a ramp coming down and even an add-on to have it reach further down, almost to the floor, which is a very nice touch. You can barely even see the ramp when it's closed, so this was indeed a little unexpected to me when I put it together. But let's come to the first interior section, which is the cockpit. I haven't found a super convenient way to open the cockpit yet, so I guess you can just remove the cockpit pieces to access the interior. The inside is very spacious with quite a lot of space to place minifigs seated, and in the front we have a couple of control panels as well as in the back where we have some printed tiles too. The cockpit is surrounded by 4 dark bluish grey arms, so you might want to take these off to access the interior, otherwise they might fall off. Of course, we also have some more interior spaces in the main body. Again, like the Falcon, this also has a few panels that you can take off, and all of them except for one have a small interior space in them. In the middle we have a seat for a gunner to sit. He has a small handle to control the turret, and when putting the turret back on top you can see him from above, but the more interesting sections are in the front and in the back. In the front we have a very similar layout to the Falcon, with a seating area for passengers of the Outrider to play holo chess. There's also a seat with computers in the front of it, and Tommaso also reused the hallway pieces here, which makes total sense. There are also a few hoses and pipes and a couple of containers on the other side, together with Luke's helmet, which I would assume would be Dash Rendar's helmet in this case, so quite a packed interior section here. In the back we have a control room with all sorts of mechanical detailing, a few consoles here too, and another hallway. Off to the sides are 2 openable escape pod entrances, and the other side has what I want to interpret as the hyperdrive. The model is as sturdy as it gets, probably as sturdy as the Millennium Falcon itself, but you do want to watch out while holding it. If you want to move it, make sure to grab it from underneath both sides, like I do in this clip. There is an image at the back of the instructions to show you how it should be handled as well. It feels very secure like this because you are basically holding the Technic skeleton that runs through the whole model. This is a very heavy build, so you do not want to have to carry it around too much, but if you are taller and stronger than the chopped garden gnome that I am, I would think this model can definitely be swooshed around. Oh, and Tommaso also included a PDF for a UCS style sticker that you can print on sticker paper and put next to the model. That's it for this build. I hope I showed you everything you wanted to see. Something a little different than usual, but I always wanted an excuse to get the UCS Millennium Falcon set, so thank you Tommaso, and also thank you for this incredible reimagined build. Still a little overwhelmed when I think someone actually took the parts palette of the Falcon and made this. If you like this build and want to rebuild your Falcon into something surely no other LEGO builder around you has, make sure to check out the instructions on BrickVault.toys. If you like this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll catch you in the next one here on BrickVault.